Hey, welcome back. Gary Brown Forging On. I got an email from a company that wanted to send me a product to try. They showed up. They just said, "Would you try our cleaner?" And I said, "Sure." They had no obligations, no anything. Just wanted to send me a sample to try. And I thought, I'll give them an honest review. And so that's what I'm going to do. I did not pay for this, but at the same time, they're not sponsoring anything or paying for me. So let's get that up front. So anyway, this is from Super Clean. Expecting just a bottle of cleaner, but I got a whole lot more. So I got a can of this Super Clean spray. It dissolves grease super easy, super fast, biodegradable detergent. So we're gonna give that a try. To the test. First test I've had is can they stand freezing weather, because they've been in my shop this past few weeks where it's been freezing out here, so hopefully they apparently haven't broken open. This is a wheel cleaner. I might give that a try in a different video because I never clean all wheels on my vehicles, but I might try it on this one or let my daughters try it on their cars. Now this is a pump bottle, but it's a foaming degreaser, same product. And then this is the regular pump bottle version. And they have some floor absorbent, super dry, super clean pH scale. It says it's way up in the alkaline side, about 13 there. It has all kind of different things to the bottom, how to dilute it. I don't know if you can see all that. Anyway. So they got the all-wheel cleaner, breaks down traffic film and grime on rims, acidic cleaner, great for cleaning rust, lime, and calcium. I'd give that a try. I might try it on some other rust and lime, calcium buildup stuff I have, other than tires. The floor absorbent is 4 times more absorbent than clay. It's all natural, virtually dust-free. That's cool. I would have just thought this was clay. Back in my sinkhole fixing days in my 20s, we used to use bentonite and amatholite, which is a very fine powdered clay, for mixing in with a grout mix, which is grout's just concrete without the rocks, basically. So we'd have a mixture of that. It was set up, we had a setup where it was pumpable by a large concrete pump, so we could put it under pressure and pump it underground through pipes that we welded. And it was a long process. If you ever want to know about sinkhole repair, just leave me a comment. I can tell you all the things that I did and was glad I got out of. But we used to go pick up our powdered amatholite and bentonite, which is, it's fine powder, it's like flour. And we'd go in there to get it, and there'd just be pallets and pallets of different cat litters, and all the different brands. And they would just, it's all just chunked up, chunks of clay, and then they would add different ingredients, whatever the place required. But their main ingredient was this clay. This is more absorbent than clay. It'd be interesting to know what it is. But I'm gonna do different tests. I'm gonna make up some tests that are a little unique. I've got some real nasty stuff to clean on my metal workbench for where I weld and do all this kind of stuff. I've been doing some work with machinery there, and it's just been slowly oozing oil out on it, and it's just coated with oil, and it's got grime and metal dust and everything mixed in with it. So I'm gonna try cleaning that. I've got a pan that is extremely nasty. It was actually a pan that I kept oil in for quenching. I went and got some bread loaf pans from the flea market or someplace. I can't remember where I bought them. I just used cheap bread loaf pans, and I use those to put in my oil for my quenching, and then I use the corner to pour the stuff back into the jar. So let's do some testing. Since I was doing this, it was going to send me a little gift. So what we're going to do is they sent me a shirt and a hat. Voila. First thing I'm going to do is I want to take some of these. I took some 1.25 inch by 1/8 inch or something, inch and a quarter, inch and a half. I took a piece of that and I cut 4 different sets of them. Those and these. So I got 4 sets of these, and I'm going to weld them together, but I want to get the mill scale off. What I'm going to try to do first is I'm going to set them up for different ways. I'm going to put 2 of them in here, and I'm going to pour vinegar in those. Didn't have another glass jar, but I have this one, this can. Hopefully it's watertight. I'll find out. I'm going to put 2 of them in this, and I'm going to spray that with Super Clean. 2 others I'm just going to leave out with the mill scale on them, and then the last 2 I'm going to grind them and slick them up like you normally would before you weld. After I let this sit, I'm going to let them sit for a few hours or overnight. Vinegar probably overnight anyway. I don't know about Super Clean. It says no more than a few hours, I don't think. So we'll do that. So I'm going to let that prepare for a welding test to see how well Super Clean is, for 1, clean off mill scale, and 2, how, if I just wipe it off and weld it, is it going to put porosity all on my weld? We'll see. Because if I got to go through and clean it, but same thing with the vinegar, I'm just going to wipe that off, weld it, see what it does. See which one gets the mill scale off a little better. Now my shop smells like pickles. This is going to be this test here. Let's see if we can get this out where I can see it. Don't know if I need a mixer or not. Maybe I don't. Okay. All liberally done. Wipe that cleaner off. Let that sit. So those are going to sit for now. The rest of this nastiness, my workbench, I'm going to clean it up right now. And I'm going to use some Super Clean on it. The thing about doing all those different things in one shop is I got tons of metal dust, regular dust, dirt. You can see how, look at that, it's just going through, making a nasty mess. This is all this oil that is leaked out where I was doing it. And I also have wood shavings up here. I'm doing woodworking. Yeah, this is balling up there. So we'll see. I need to do a better job of keeping the shop clean, because woodworking shavings and metalworking shavings don't, and metalworking period, with hot metal sparks, flames, do not go together well. So I'm starting to clean up several times of not cleaning up. And back even when I used to work at a welding shop, and any shop I worked at, sinkholes, welding shop, the same place I've worked, you always stopped, cleaned the place up before you were done. I started getting lazy and not doing that in my own shop, but that's going to change. Okay. Made it into my broom nasty. This is that pan. It's gonna leave, but stuff is stuck in here. Goo. Oh my goodness. Chunks of metal. Won't even come out. Good luck with that. I ain't even gonna try to clean that stuff up. Yeah, maybe I will. Let's clean it up. We'll put Super Clean to the test. Okay. So that's got oil stuff on it, but not as bad as this patch. That patch even showing up on the camera. Yeah, this patch here is real bad. Let me try Super Clean spray can. Wow, foams up. Nice. On that, let that sit for a minute. I'm not diluting any of these, I probably should. Now this is the foam pump. This is all this soaked in with oil. This one doesn't have a sprayer. Just gonna let it sit. And for this nasty thing, I'm actually going to use this guy on, let's spray, let me put it on stream. I'm gonna let that soak. I may have to soak for a while. Let's see what this does. Wipe through it. Still a little bit of grease in there. I want to let that soak in a little bit more. Really douse it down. It got up, some of it as I was wiping it. Of course, it's all wet. It's not like a one wipe through and it's clean. Now this isn't quite as oily. See, the foam's turning brown. It's definitely getting up some junk. Now this is a pretty brutal test because this has been soaking in here for weeks, if not months. It's getting some stuff up. And that's turned into a brown sludge there. That'll be something for that if that comes out. I'm gonna spray some more in there. Well, look at that. Just where I let it spray the first time, now I'm hitting it again. It's cleared it off. Oh, that's pretty slick. One thing, it's bringing the yellow back. Some of the yellow's coming off, but I think that's because it got so much metal grit in there, it's sanding it off. Which is fine by me. This stuff would take the metal off. If I leave it soak, I just let it soak on here. I mean, not have to take the metal off, take the yellow off. I never have liked this. I bought this used and it came painted completely yellow. And while my daughter likes yellow, not so much. And being on a work surface, where you're welding and stuff, you're trying to get a ground and you got to deal with paint, it's not good. I'd rather have clean, slick metal. I've let this sit for over an hour. Let's see how it does. Wow. And I decided to do this for an absorbency test. Okay. All right. I'm going to pour this nasty stuff in it. Making a little well here. I don't know how much absorbent it is, but we're about to find out. I am going to let that soak for a while, a few days. I'm cleaning the bottom off though. It's cut through it. It's just a pretty bad test. I mean, this is like the worst of the worst. I thought I'd put it through its paces. Let's see how this stuff absorbs. Thickens up some. Of course, it's a lot thinner than regular motor oil. It's their solvent. And went through. I don't know how good of a test that is though, because that's some pretty thin stuff, but I think I saturated it, hit its saturation level. Like I said, that probably wasn't a fair test, because most cars just drip, but if I was changing oil, and oil was a lot thicker than this solvent, because this is actually just all their solvent mixed in with oil, it probably would have come out differently. But most of the stuff I'm working with right now that I need to absorb stuff like this would be more this case, these solvents and that, because I don't have any leaky cars. For right now, my honest opinion on this is, I think as far as the degreaser works, it seems to work fine. I just want to see how it works in my shop. So my tests are going to be kind of limited to that. I'm going to let this nasty stuff just soak for a while. It seems like it's just cutting through, because that was just layered in grease, and it's cutting through it, and it cut through the grease on the table. It'd be interesting to find out how it works, when I go to weld it, and I'll do that in a separate video, because I have to get the welding all set up. Put some links to it below, but you can buy this stuff at Amazon, Walmart, but I'll put a link to Super Clean below, as well as Amazon links, but I think you can get them at Walmart. I can't remember. If you go to their link below, it shows all the stores where you can get this set. And anyway, y'all have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.